Hello and welcome to another mystery video. It's my time to teach you everything you need to know about what's happening in Alpha Midnight for each class. Today we're looking at Warrior, and a big shout out to my friend Touchpad Warrior. I've named it after you. Now, I am just I'd say a casual player in the sense I do Mythic Raid, I do PvP, I do collecting, but I'm not the top tier. I ain't the best warrior in the world. I ain't the best player in the world. But what I can do is give you a good snapshot into what's happening in Alpha Midnight to help you decide what changes are coming to your class and help you pick what to play coming in for Midnight. Now, if you like this content, please like, subscribe, hit that follow button. It really helps me, and these videos seem to be doing quite well, so I'm going to keep trying to make this content. Most people like my feedback, which is awesome. Now, like I said, if you're someone who is already a Mythic Raider, you're probably watching the top tier pro players explain what is the best class. But everybody else who just wants to play WoW, plays at a casual level, my guide is the guide for you. So, we start every video looking at the developer notes. Here they are. So the Warrior. Now, I've made Dragonflight, I played Prot Warrior, and I also played Fury Warrior. I've played Minimal Arms. I have actually earned on Arms. What word did I actually play? Fury Arms. Yeah, I played Arms in PvP, and I actually got 2.1k on PvP as a Warrior. That's my Warrior experience. I've pretty much played all classes. I definitely enjoyed Fury the most in Dragonflight and Prot tanking, so that's my experience. But again, if you're someone in Mythic Raid as a Warrior and you're a 99 logger, this probably video is not for you. So, here are talents. Colossus. Demolish now makes the Warrior immune to movement forces during the channel. Cool. Arms. Practice Strike now affects Slam. Protection. 1 against many no longer affects Whirlwind. Mountain Thane. Lightning Blast damage increase to sim the self. Slayer. Opportunist effect now stacks up 2 times. Overwhelming Blades. Overwhelm debuff now stacks 5, not 10. Unrelenting Assault now plays 1 stack of Overwhelmed, was 2 per stacks of Marks of Execution, and Slayer's Malice now affects Execute in addition to Overpower, Rage and Blow, but the damage reduction is 20-30%. So not much there talking about the different playstyle, just some tweaks. Since Dragonflight, all 3 warrior specs have been overloaded with cooldowns, most of which come from the class tree. The warrior class tree is focused far more on damage dealing and survival than offering instant choices and new utility warriors can bring to groups. We're taking a fresh look at Warrior class tree at Midnight and looking to make the tree more interesting with more unique effects that warriors can bring to content. This is different to a lot of classes I've gone through. They really talked about simplifying. This one's talking about trying to tweak the class. So, your new basic stuff, you've got Resonant Voice. Your shouts is increased by 20%. Blood and Thunder. Thunderclap affects 5 targets of Ren, causing them to bleed. Death Strikes. Master increased by 1-2% and auto damage increased. Retaliation. When you take any damage from enemy with a melee, you have a chance to strike the enemy with a physical damage. New talent, Battlefield Commander. Your shout abilities have additional effects. Battle Shout grants you 3% attack power. Rallying Cry grants 5% leech and 30% movement. Rallying Cry big. Piercing Howl radius increased by 100%. Berserker Shout radius increased by 8 yards. Intimidating Shout cooldown reduced by 15 seconds. So a lot of stuff in just shouts, which is kind of interesting. I think it's part of the utility of the class they're trying to change. New talent, Anger Management. Every 20 rage you spend reduces the cooldown of Colossus and Avatar. When your health is brought below 20%, you'll marshal your inner strength to increase your maximum health by 15 seconds. So a bit of a last stand. New arms and Fury Talent Interpose. Run at high speed toward a target near your allies, taking 30% of all damage dealt to allies within 3 yards for 8 seconds or until you at least take 20% of your max health. This looks like different to, is it Intercept that you take? A new form where you can go to a location and take their damage. It's kind of cool. Rend, lash out with your weapon, striking all targets at 8 yards for physical and bleeding them. So there's within 8 yards? Is that actually... Oh, wow. So make Rend a split instead of just a single target. That's really good. Honed Reflex now reduces cooldown by 10%. Piercing Howl now also spurs all enemy allies with 12 yards, increasing their movement speed. Menace no longer causes Intimidating Shout to knock back enemies. Barbaric Training now increases damage about 20% in critical, so just some stat stuff. Champion Spear now pulls affected targets towards the spear until they are 8 yards of it. The first time anyone runs away from the spear while chained, they would pull towards the spear again. Okay, that's cool. So what, it pulls people in? That sounds really fun. That's what DKs are missing, and now Warriors have it. Intimidating Shout now causes all in range to cower in fear. Menacing causes all enemies other than your target to flee. Tap target, remove from visions. Shattering Throne, Wrecking Throw range reduced to 25. Thunderclap increased. Crushing Fall is now 1 talent. The talent tree layout has been updated, and they've removed Avatar is moved to Fury and Protection. It's not in arms. Berserker's Torment, Blade Master Torment, Challenger's Might, Immovable Object, Piercing Challenge, Seismic Reverberation, Thunderous Roar, Thunderous Words, Titan's Torment, Unstoppable Force, Uproar, and Warlord's Torment. So, interesting stuff with the shouts and the new changes to Rend, and also they've got a new, like an AoE DR they get to use, which is kind of nice, and also the suck in from their Javelin is cool. Let's look at arms. So, much of ours damage has been aligning damage increase from aligning damage increase and high damage cooldowns together, and the loss of damage from not doing this correctly every time can be very high. We're keeping focus on Colossus Smash's arm's most important damage cooldown, and adding some new talents to customize different fights. We've also removed some of arm's modifiers to the next use and abilities, such as martial prowess, to make it less complex to determine the best rational ability to use. Simplify! Finally, we're improving sweeping strikes to keep arms solidly in place as a champion of 2 target cleave damage. Apex talents are actually available, so we can look at them. Martial Warfare, so overpowers the chance to upgrade your slam to heroic strike. Definitely strikes opponent causing damage and generates a stack of warfare, allowing your attacks to penetrate 3% armor. Each stack of that increases mortal strike and cleave damage and critical strike. Tell me how much you can stack it. When a stack of phase, the cooldown Colossus Smash reduced. So it's starting to weave in these heroic strikes, which will reduce armor and buff. So trying to bring more importance, I guess, into slam that kind of feels it doesn't belong. That's what I've noticed when playing Warrior. You might argue me differently. Okay. Initiative charge causes your auto attacks to generate more rage. Brute force if slam does not trigger tactician, the critical strike of your next slam is increased. Efficiency rage spent on slam clans is double for tactician. Warming up. Colossus Smash generates raid. Broadsword Colossus Smash grants 6 charges of sweeping strikes. Wow. Powerful momentum. Damage dealt by nearby target sweeping strikes increase. There's a lot of stuff in a sweeping. Colossal Smash causes your next mortal strike to guaranteed trigger tactician. Crushing combo. Colossal Smash reduces the cooldown of cleave by 33%. When overpower has cooldown generated by tactician, your ability to do 10% more damage. Deep wounds. Execute inflicts deep wounds, tackling high damage. Soften them up. Slam increases damage in your next mortal strike. You inflict mortal wounds, inflict deep wounds on targets you critically strike with mortal strike and cleave. Mortal strike has a chance to apply a fatal mark to your target. Second 5 times. Your next execute on a target with a fatal mark. Fatal mark causes the fatal mark to deal additional damage. Master Arms been redesigned. While building 2-handed weapon, you deal mastery damage. Sweeping Strike's been redesigned. Your next 12 damaging single abilities within 30 seconds hit 1 additional target, 75%. Sweeping Strike's been redesigned. Sweeping Strikes affects 6 additional damaging single target abilities. Blunt Instrument's been redesigned. Colossal Smash's damage is increased by 27, but its duration reduced. Collateral Damage has been redesigned with the ability during Sweeping Strikes. Damages a single target as your next cleave or whirlwind deals 25% damage. Fueled by Violence has heals but bleed. Before a battle requires 3 targets to trigger slam and slams damage. Tactician now has a 2% rage to reset the cooldown. Colossus Smash now affects all enemies 10 yards. Functions as Warbreaker did. Sharpened Blades a 2 talent. Each point grants 5% damage to stat stick. Strength of Arms 2 talent. Grants some more damage. Execution Precision now buffs the warrior's next mortal strike. Bloodletting increases the duration of Rend, Deep Wounds, and mortal strikes. Critical Thinking now increases execute critical chance. Blade Storm now extends the duration of Colossal Smash. Ignore Pain reduced to 6 seconds and Absorb increased by 100%. Warbreaker has now been removed effects back to Colossus Smash. The new talent tree layer has been updated. They've removed Anger Management, was now in the tree. In the Kill, Juggernaut, Martial Prowess, Ravager. Rend is now in the tree. Skull Splitter, Stormwall, Test of Might, and Warbreaker. So a few things there. It looks like it's like trying to use this. Everything's really around the effect. There's so much stuff to do with Colossal Smash. Like it had so many interactions of, if you Colossal Smash, this will happen. And then there was like, so you can go a whole build of Colossal Smash, it looks like. So we've got a whole lot of talent trees that aren't really active either. I don't know if we can even get down to here. So like say with this Colossal Smash build, it like procs so much different things. I don't know if we can see the slam buff here if I go in. See if we can get it to activate. There's an upgraded slam. This feels like a lot. I guess something like a 2-target I should be cleaving. Again from you guys. Get that bonus there with the actual empowered. We see the Warfest. My Warfest. So I've got 9% currently penetration. My cleave and mortal strike damage has been increased from weaving it. So it's a lot of... I might move this down. It's a lot of now weaving in your slam upgrade empowered. I mean, press button lights up since what I'm doing. And you're tracking your like sweeping strikes. You can then use instead of cleave, you can just be hitting these overpowers. These blades don't last for a long time though. Yeah, but, I mean, I've never liked arms, so you guys will have to comment about how you think this plays. I'm just like pressing light button every time I've got my cleaves running, so I'm running overpower because I've got the sweeping running. If it's not, I can sweeping strikes into a heroic strike. Currently at 18% armor penetration. Currently 21% armor penetration. My cleaves are getting damage. Like, I feel like this is pretty cool for damage wise. 21% armor. Like, I feel like it's going to be maintaining this buff as much as possible, making sure it doesn't drop off with Master of Warfare. So that procs by it just has overpowers a chance. They're trying to use as many overpowers. I don't know if there's a way to increase overpower. So there's all different talents here. Cause you something to wear, deal reduction. So like, if you're trying to build this build, you probably want to look at overpower, so you're maintaining this buff, right? Because every time you proc an overpower, you get this just a natural buff. You're getting buffs to your critical strike and cleave damage. You're just rotating from overpower into empowered strike into an empowered cleave or a mortal strike. Like, that's what it would look like. And then I guess demolish is then going to look at which one just sims better between the two builds. And then you kind of have a mortal strike build that was looking a lot with the deep wounds and blades. So I'm guessing they're the two builds you're going to look like for Warrior. But again, I'm just taking from what I get from the notes. So have a look. Tell me what you think. All right, let's have a look at the next one. Fury, the better of the two. Even though Touchhead says he hates this class. Move a drink. In Midnight, our goal is to refine Fury's core builder-spender gameplay and resolve some pain points. We've added some more powerful execute talents to make conditions about when to use Sundeath less complex for players who enjoy it. Simplify. Now we've added some bonuses to make Critical Strike more appealing stats of Fury Warriors, and some new AoE talent options. We're also reinforcing Bloodthirst to make it make it a reliably satisfying button to press and create a rhythm to Fury's rotation. Lastly, we're simplifying some of the rotation cooldowns involving Rage and major cooldowns like Blade Storm. Okay, let's have a look at Fury. Bro, how do you not like wielding two-handers touchpad? Come on, man. Okay. We actually have the Apex talents. We've got Rampaging Berserker. During Recklessness, critical strikes fuel your Bloodthirst of blood, granting you a stack of Rampaging Berserker. Rampaging Berserker increases your strength by 1% per stack and lasts for 20 seconds. So Berserker comes up and it pops. Rampage Rage cost is reduced by 15 and is increased by 10% during Recklessness. Rampage extends duration of Berserker. So I'm already looking at trying to do a Rampage build here because I want to maintain as much as I can. Improved with distracted. Rampage takes this. Executing drains 5 additional rate, increases damage you Rampage. Just gonna try and see if we can get to all 3 talents here. Looks like we kind of again, when you're max level, it's super easy to do this. This build over here is a Thunderclap talent for the Thunder Mountain thing. Do I even have Thunderclap? Where? Oh, I've just got to put it on in here. That feels clunky, dude. I don't know. We'll try this, but that feels gross to me. Having like time into the Thunderclap talent. How does that feel into my Bloodthirst build? Okay, so let's read to the notes. So we got some build it, we got a reckless system, we're trying to maintain it by more rampage. Deep wounds. Execute inflicts deep wounds on target causing high damage. Scent of blood. Rampage increases the damage of your next bloodthirst by 10%. Unslacked thirst. Bloodthirst critical strike increases the damage of your raging blow. Bloodthirst critical strikes restore twice as much health and enrage you. Execution's wrath. Execute drains 5 additional rage, increases damage of your next rampage. Surge of adrenaline. When raging blow resets its own cooldown, your attack damage increase. Kill or be killed. When you have sustained fatal damage, you fly into unstoppable rage, becoming unkillable, immune to movement impairing effects for 8 seconds. You seek revenge on your would-be killer. If you kill your killer in this time, you reemerge triumphant with your rage, release 20% of your max health intact. If not, you're victorious, you die. This effect only once in 5 minutes. Hell yeah, dude. Kill or be killed's lit. Okay, that's a cool, like, last minute thing. One of it work every 5 minutes, like a survival, but, you know, a cheat death, but way cooler. Enrage, increasing mastery 50%. Whirlwind, cause your next 4 single target to additional 4 additional targets. Meat Cleaver has been redesigned. Whirlwind deals 100% damage if it's 3 more targets. Bloodborne, targets critically struck by Bloodblast take 20% damage and bleed. Deft Experience redesigned. Bloodthirst chance to enrage increases by 10 to 20. Frenzy has been redesigned. Rampage increases your haste. Critical Thing has been redesigned. Raging Blow, critical strike. Rampage now replaces Slam. Grosh needs it. Improved. Bloodthirst now 2 talent point. Cruelty is now 2 points. This is stats. Blood Craze now increases critical strike. Reckless increases all damage generated. Odin's Fury now enrages you. Bladestorm now enrages you. The new talents. And they removed Ashen, Dancing, Depths Insanity, Onslaught, Ravager, Single-Minded Fury, Slaughtering Strike, Storm of Steel, Tenderized, Titanic Rage, and Unhinged. What if I swap this to Odin's? I feel like the blade. This feels better on the. If I'm just gonna send it. I don't know how I'm supposed to. Let's just hear a Brutal Strikes for a total of this. I really don't know, so let's go straight in, pop some cooldowns, pop this. We go in Rage, here we go, just send it. It's like Blood Craze, bang. I don't think there's a buff to tell me when to swing. I've got to, what's right, I still remember, okay, my next, every time I whirlwind, my next 4 attacks, Clave, right, there we go, I remember. I mean, the only problem with this class, like, when I play other classes again, like, what is my, I'm just slamming. It'd be cool if I had some more visual effects to make this more bloodthirsty. Like, you look at, like, DK and they have all this stuff appearing. Like, where's my, like, I don't know. Where's my Shaman Bloodthirst Rage? Where is, like, come on, where's the love for this class? Like, the visuals of attacking are cool, but if I'm getting bloodthirsty, it'd be cool to have, like, my character grow in height or do something that visually makes it appealing. And I'm not even try this. You're just waving in, damaging with Thunderclap, and crazy contempt, also strike lightning. Like, you get a weave and a thunder thing. That seems super lame. This needs to be changed. I don't know how you guys are playing this. Like, this draws away from just adding an extra ability when it doesn't really fit into the rotation. And then you've, of course, more talents. You could run more things to keep you on face. But I think that seems that the Rampage thing is cool. I wish there was something to appear that we could actually see it doing something. Playstyle wise, I don't know if it's changed much. It feels exactly how I remember it. It feels a lot easier. Yeah. I see why people like Fury, maybe. I think that class needs to be really looked at. Alright, Pro Warrior. We're pleased that the major spec work protection receiving Ghost has been successful, so we're comfortable letting things settle a bit more. Most of the change protection received are due to several talents moving to Warrior Class 3. At Midnight, we're positioning Thunderclap to be primary AoE tool and focusing Revenge towards dealing additional damage with their excess rage. In the right hand, Revenge has been changed to allow the Warrior to choose the version best suits their needs and content, as they're better to different contexts. Apex, I do believe we have Phalanx. Shield Slam, critically strike, unleash with Wave Force, dealing damage to all enemies in front of you, reducing what they deal for 5%. Damage by Thunderclap and Phalanx Wave Force is increased by 10%. Your shield block is active. Shield Slam deals additional damage and critically strikes. Okay, so, like, cool. We get, I think it was a tier set, right? Where we had the Slam does damage from the frontal. That's, like, again, I want to talent it to see what it actually looks like. Yeah, we'll put it here to see if we can get to see a cool shield slam animation. Here, mountain theme feels really nice because I'm slamming and it's like part of my rotation. We need a shield and a one-hander. That's a trinket. There it is. Cool. Okay. Sweeping Revenge. Revenge deals damage to all targets in front of you. Deal 5, but upon reduce damage on 5. I can do this all day. 6% of the damage you block adds to your active Ignore Pain for the next Ignore Pain you activate. Your Ignore Pain can increase up to 30% of max health. Avatar, transform to Colossus for 20 seconds, deal increased damage. Our deep wounds are now talented and redesigned. Execute inflicts deep wounds. Revenge now deals damage to your target and 90% to other targets. Revenge now places slam. Violent Outburst now only buffs your next shield slam. Red right hand has been replaced with deep wounds. Blood Surge has been changed to generate 5 rage. Fueled by violence and bleed damage. Several talents have been moved. Anger management, last stand, and rend. Wow, they've removed last stand? That's crazy. And anger management. So kind of like you really have one personal. Holy, they're really reducing the amount of personals that classes have. I've noticed that with tanks. So like really simple here. I've got two 40% DRs with my shield wall. I don't know if there's a talent here giving me DR for Berserker Rage. We search it and see if we... Nope. And I guess we've got Rallying Cry gives us 10% health, and I'll also have 20% DR with Spell Reflection. We'll get more generation when we're actually getting hit by people. It seems like a very easy tank class now. I spend Revenge if I need to spend for DR. I can pop Ignore Pain if I'm getting slammed. Then I get this cool big thunderclaps. Boom. Which applies rends to everything. I haven't seen this cool frontal ability from Shield Slam. Revenge is an AoE. It kind of looks nice. Got a cool sound effects. Guys, if you play DK, they get so many cool things. What's happened to Warrior Man? That slam's cool, but give me... Oh, here we go. What was that? We just popped off. Now I'm big. Yeah. Oh, it's gone. That was cool. I think it's got 8% DI every time I keep feet on the ground, which is cool. So this is built-in DI with the rotation. And the lightning... I think you just need to up the visuals in this class. Seems pretty easy. I either choice to Ignore Pain or Revenge. Cheeky Execute now and then. Just slamming my shield slam. Okay. I'd like to see comments from you guys on Pro Warrior. I feel like having one DR, I'm worried about how many DRs classes are getting next season, seriously. How we can do big pulls. I guess you get 2 shield slams. Got your big block chance. You consume a lot from your Ignore Pain. Wonder how much you can self-heal. This will be another one where you'll just have to test it by pulling. I think a lot of the tank videos I've done will just be test while pulling. Right, that's actually pretty chill. Warriors was one of the probably easiest ones I've had to do a video for. So, of course, if you like this content, please like, subscribe, and follow. If you don't like it, tell me in the comments and I'll try and be better. Shout out to those big warriors out there helping out the top-end players. But for you casuals, hopefully I've given you better understand what to expect in Alpha. Wait out for my next video. Every time we do notes, I'll hopefully be delivering. And I hope to see you next time. I'm Mr. E, and thanks for watching the video.